Hello, and welcome to the Mythic Booster channel. This is going to be something that we don't usually do, but however it is interesting. This is going to be a top 10 of all the best Pokemon currently in Pokemon Go before the Generation 3 imminent release happens. This is going to be not by CP, this is not going to be by attack, this is going to be based around a number of things. It's going to be based around meta, it's going to be based around usefulness, it's going to be based a little bit around my opinion as well. So I hope you enjoy, stick around, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and stick around for this cool Mythic Booster Pokemon Go episode. Right, as I said, this is another Mythic Booster Pokemon Go episode, and this is going to be all about Gen 2 and Gen 1 top 10 Pokemon currently in the game. This isn't going to include things like Mewtwo, because Mewtwo hasn't been officially released yet. They're still faffing with that. It's not going to include things like Ho-Oh. This is going to be things you can get your hands on currently in the game now. This is going to be based around, a bit of my opinion, stuff to do with meta, stuff to do with usefulness. It's going to be a real cross-platform. But I would love to hear your comments based around this top 10, so bang those down below, whether you would add stuff, whether you would take away. But at the end of the day, guys, this is just my opinion, okay? So just remember that. It's based around a few interesting things, but I would love to know what you think. So we are going to kick it off straight away, nice and quick, and that is going to be with our number 10. So coming in the 10th spot is going to be Gengar. Gengar, you say? Why Gengar? Well, with the Ghost season coming up, people got them last Halloween, if you were playing. But the reason Gengar is number 10 on the list, along with, well, other stuff that you might disagree with, he's one of the hardest hitters in the game. With one of his legacy movesets, he is the hardest hitter in the game. He really is. He deals out epic amounts of damage. So he is a ghost poison type Pokemon. I am reading this, by the way, guys, because as you know from previous videos, go and remember this stuff. So yeah, Gengar, ghost poison with a top CP of 2,619 and a HP of 106. After that, we've got attack of 261, a defense of 156, and stamina of 120. But the most important reason why Gengar sits at number 10 on this list is because his overall totally OP powerness when it comes to PvP battles. Gengar is one to watch out for. He has two legacy movesets, both of which deal him as the strongest offensive attacker in the whole game. And that is a reason to hold on for Pokemon, and it's a reason to hold on to him, and it's a reason he is at number 10 on this list. Now, moving on, in at number 9, this is probably the most overpowered Pokemon that needs so much addressing, is Vaporeon. Vaporeon probably could be higher up this list, but he's overpowered. I think he's going to get nerfed at some point, even if it's to deal with the Suicune issues. You know, buff Suicune a little bit, take out Vaporeon, and then the switch will happen. But, however, we cannot deny that Vaporeon is a total force to be reckoned with. Super tanky, super strong, not difficult to get hold of. That puts him at number 9 with a maximum CP of 3,157 with a HP of 217. And now to the stats of 205 attack, 177 and 260 stamina. It's a real Pokemon to be reckoned with, and you should all have one. Focus on getting that high percentage and make sure you power it up. But not too much, because other cool stuff might be coming. In at number 8, we have Golem. The reason Golem has made it to this list is because its overall usefulness in the current meta. It was the best Pokemon for all the legendary birds. It's still a great Pokemon with a great moveset for taking out loads of other stuff. It's super tanky, it's super strong. So Golem, ground rock type, a top CP of 2916, HP of 138, with 211 attack, 229 defense, and 160 stamina. It's a beast, it's on meta, it's super useful. If you've got a decent one, make sure you hold on to it. because I think now, even with the the issues with TMs, you can use your TMs to change your move sets around. If the game changes slightly, you might be able to get different moves. It's always going to be a cool, strong Pokemon. So that's why Golem is number 8 on our list. Now, this next Pokemon's a bit of surprise that he's not higher up, but however, it's not super on meta for type, and that is going to be Entei. Entei is a fire-type legendary beast Pokemon that's just been released not too long in the game. Very, very strong. It's one of the highest CPs currently that you can acquire within the game. But however, fire has not really been that on meta within the game. Unfortunately, it's a super, super hard hitter. But without really strong grass-type Pokemon for it to sort of, really shine against, it sort of sits down very sort of low to midfield. To give you some stats on Entei's CP of 3377, that's just huge. 3,377. A HP of 193, so big HP as well. 235 attack. 176 defense and 230 stamina. So it sticks in around for ages, deals big damage, but not on meta. So that's why it sits further down this list. After that, we move on to another super hard-hitting Pokemon, one of the hardest hitters in the game again, so it's one to really watch out for a good one for, and that is Executor. Executor, with its grass psychic attack, works nicely across a number of different parts of the meta within the game. I say it's the super, super, super hard-hitting. It's a cool Pokemon. It's a tricky one to get hold of unless you're in a grass biome. Keep an eye out for it. It's a really, really cool, diverse, tanky, hard-hitting Pokemon. CP of 2,916, so almost in that 3,000 bracket. A HP of 162, with the stats now 233 attack. That is only 2 behind what we've just said for Entei. 233 attack, 158 defense, and 190 stamina. It's a super cool Pokemon. I love it. It's a cool looking Pokemon. It's one of my faves. But yes, it's a good one on the list and sits almost in the middle. Now, moving on to halfway through our list, and that is Machamp. Machamp, with its fighting type, is a total beast when it comes to fighting types. As regards to damage, it dishes out massive, massive, massive damage. But again, it's kind of off meta. Against the sort of the Blissey Gym and the normal type Pokemon, it's going to shine. So maybe when Gen 3 gets here, depending on what they do with slacking, it's potentially going to become really, really, really helpful again. And that's why it sits middling at the moment, because it doesn't really have any massive uses. But when we get more of those super tanky normal type Pokemon, it's going to find its place yet again. With a maximum CP of 2,889 and then a HP of 154. Attack, just a little bit more than Executor with 234. 162 defense and 180 stamina. It's a really cool Pokemon. It's gonna be on meta very soon when they release slacking. So make sure you've got a good one. Make sure you've got that good moveset, and then we can move further down the list. So number 4 on our list is going to be everyone's trickiest Pokemon to get when the game started. We all can believe how tricky this was going to be. If you haven't guessed it now, that's going to be Gyarados. With the 400 candies you needed to evolve it from Magikarp as a flying water type, it deals out lots of damage. Remember back in the days with the Bite Hydro Pump move, we've got a Dragon Hydro Pump move now. But it's a really, really strong Pokemon. It sticks around, it does the damage, it's got high CP, it sits really, really well. With a CP of 3,281, it's the second highest CP we've had on the list so far, behind Entei, with a HP of 162. 237 defense. That makes it a harder hitter than Entei in the game. 197 defense. Also putting it currently, I'm just looking down my list, 197 as the second highest defense on the list behind Golem, and then 190 stamina. It's a really cool Pokemon. It deals out good moves. It gives out good damage. It's a cool Pokemon. It really, really is. So we're now getting on to the nitty gritty of it. We are moving on to the top 3. So coming in at number 3 on this list is going to be Tyranitar. Tyranitar's Dark Rock type has definitely been on meta just recently. It deals out monstrous amounts of damage. It can definitely be on meta with its Rock type moves. It also ends up being on meta with its Dark type moves. So yeah, meta-wise at the moment, Tyranitar's great. Having a good one that you can change the moves around with TMs, whether it's fighting against Mewtwo or whether it's dealing damage against legendary beasts. It is a really cool Pokemon with a CP of 3,670. It's a total beast. It's got the highest CP on this list and an HP of 169. It's a total tank for dealing out damage. It's 251 attack, 212 defense, and 200 stamina. OMG, it's got some beastie stats, and that's why it's in at number 3. Number 2 is going to be, again, a Pokemon that everyone had to hunt down forever and ever at the beginning of the game. It was a Pokemon that everyone wanted, and that is Dragonite. Dragonite, with its dragon flying, tankiness and damage dealing potential, maximum CP of 3,581, HP of 155. Dragonite has been a staple in high DPS, high damage parties for ages in this game. It has an attack of 263, defense of 201, and stamina of 182. And that is why Dragonite is so far up this list. Now, number 1 is potentially going to be controversial, but I think it's a good one, and I think people may have missed this just a touch. Number 1 on the top 10 best Pokemon in Pokemon Go before Gen 3's release is going to be Lugia. Now, Lugia, you might want to have a look at the stats of Lugia and have a think, have a compare, think about meta, think about what it does. Lugia, Psychic Flying type. Psychic type Pokemon deal out massive damage. The Psychic type moves are some of the hardest hitting moves in the whole game. They are beastie moves, and Lugia comes in at one of the highest CP Pokemons currently available within the game, with a CP of 3,598 and a HP of 179. It really does deal some damage, and it sticks around to deal that damage as well. This is where it gets interesting. The thing with Lugia, with having high CP, high HP, good moves to choose from, is the stats, and its overall stats. It's got an attack of 193, so we're almost in the 200s. There are lots of 200 attackers in this, but it's right up there with its attack stat. However, its defensive stat of 323 is shockingly beastie. It will stick around to deal out that damage like you would not believe. And stamina as well of well over 200 on 212. It is unreal. It is an unreal tank. It deals out massive damage with its psychic moves. It's got massive CP. It's bespoke because it's legendary. It was also, I think proven-wise, the hardest legendary Pokemon we have had to catch so far. If you look at all the people, out of all the Pokemons they got, Lugia is definitely the least amount of Pokemon people possess. It's hard, it's bespoke, it deals out massive damage, and that is our number 1 on our top 10 best Pokemon before Gen 3 release. I hope you guys found this list interesting. It took me a while to draw it up. It took me a while to think about the decisions. I hope you liked it. As I said, bang below your comments as to what you think your top 10 would be, whether you would add stuff or take it away. Make sure you like this episode if you like it. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Go check out our social media. Use the hashtag #GeekAtHeart, because we are all geeks at heart, and that's where it came from. I'm a big kid. You're all big kids. We all love having fun. We all like our geekiness. thank you for watching, and we will see you next time for another episode of the Mythic Booster channel and Pokemon Go. Laters, everyone. Goodbye.